What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Pure Evil MMA. I'm your host, as always, Evil Eddie, and today I have a really special guest joining us back again on Pure Evil MMA. We got Max Payne Griffin joining us. I'm really excited that he's joining me because there's so much to talk about with what recently went down in that last fight. Now, before we talk about that, man, first off, I gotta say, how was the trip to Brazil? You got to meet Jose Aldo going to the fight. Was that your first time in Brazil?
Yeah, what's up, everybody? Thanks for having me on the show. No, it's actually my second time I've been to Brazil. I was in Brazil. I went to Sao Paulo when I had the fight of the night against Zaleski dos Santos out there. So I'm familiar with Brazil. I like Brazil. It was a good time. I don't like the judges, but everything else is good out there.
Let's hop right into that. Going down to Brazil, fighting a Brazilian fighter, did you kind of know? I mean, obviously, it's in the back of your mind. If it goes to decision, they might lean towards him. But to me, it wasn't a close fight.
I didn't think about that at all. I knew I was fighting the guy, but I beat him so sound that I didn't even consider it. You know what I mean? I knew I was going to beat him good, and I didn't think that no matter what, I was going to beat them that bad that they couldn't do that. You know what I mean? So it wasn't even in my mind of even happening. You know what I mean?
Well, let's discuss the fight. I heard you talking to my buddy Adam Hunter. He's a hilarious guy, and you guys kind of touched on it. And he brought up a really good point in that interview that you did with him, and I'm going to get to that in a second. That first round, Max, you looked amazing, man. You knocked him down a couple of times there. And then in the second round, you know, you kind of...
I let him back in the fight. You know what I mean? I got away from the jab, and, you know, he got back in the fight.
So I got to ask you really quick, do you kind of, like, what would you have done differently in that first round? Would you have tried to finish it if you could go back, or do you think you did the right thing? It was just really the judging that was really off.
It's hard to say. I mean, for now, I just got to finish everybody, like, no matter what. And you got to fight somewhere where if you win, you actually win. So I don't want to fight Brazil again. I can't fight somewhere where it can be that wrong. You know what I mean? But, you know, I should have finished them. But I felt like I strongly did enough to win the third round, definitely the first round. Even that he won the second round on the strike count, he had 49 landed significant strikes. I had 48 landed significant strikes. But he threw way more than me. And my accuracy was 89%. The strikes landed in that second round.
And then even the third round, man.
So close.
You know? Me and a whole bunch of other top-notch journalists all scored the fight for you. And I even said, Max, I even tweeted it out live when the fight was going on. This is definitely the best fight I've seen in a very long time. I thought that was definitely deserving of fight of the night. It kind of sucks because it was so early in the night. There's so much that happened afterwards that people forget. Yeah, the first time in a while.
Me and Thiago were in the back, bro, like, teamed up, like, you know, because we've had fight of the nights before. So we're watching the fights, and when stuff's ending early, we're like, yes, you know? And we kind of teamed up. We're looking at each other across the room, like, crossing our fingers, you know? And we thought we got it for sure.
Did he talk to you about it?
The fight of the night. It was 4 performance bonuses, which they never do. Like, maybe I've never even seen him ever do that. So I don't know.
Did you guys, you know, what was that like, being back there? Because going through the fight, everyone thought that you won it. And then they raised his hand, so it was a little awkward backstage.
I talked to Thiago after. He didn't think he won. Mike Brown, he said, hey, we got to watch the tape. I don't think we got that one. Everyone knew. Everyone knew, dude. Everyone backstage apologized to me. You know, all the UFC employees were like, man, you just got screwed right now. You know, they all were all upset. It's funny, I actually was walking back there, and I roundhouse kicked this recycling can. It was like a big blue garbage can. Kicked it like 15 yards, right? Just I was pissed off. And it ended up being like right in my path. I had to pick it up, and I put the top back on it. And my coaches were laughing, like, man, it would have been cooler if he would have left it on the ground, you know?
Well,
but it was fun, man. I mean, I was pissed off, and I'm watching the back, and there was these pool chairs that they have, like those white pool chairs I grabbed one of those and just threw it on the mat, blew it up, exploded, just shattered. And then everyone in the back was like, yeah, man, you won. That's bullshit. And I was like, yeah, man.
Well, here's the thing that sucks, and this is what a lot of us get upset about. 25 years of the UFC going on, I think there should be more than 3 judges. I've talked to a lot of people that say judges shouldn't even be cage side. Maybe they should be in a back room. Now that this has happened to you, man, even if all the journalists scored it for you, the real judges scored against you, and this has an impact on your life. So what do you think needs to be changed? Do you think there should be more judging? How would you like to go about changing so this doesn't happen to somebody else that busts their ass just like you do?
Or even like reviews. I don't think you just review every fight. But a lot of them maybe you can put in to have something reviewed and overturned, because that's like my win bonus. You know what I mean? Like this is all I do now is fight. I don't do other shit. And so the extra 20, 30 grand, man, that I worked for, I didn't get, And then you're talking about fight of the night bonus maybe as well. That's another 50 grand, So at minimum, I was robbed my win bonus. So I got half as much money as I deserve to have. You know what I mean? And then possibly fight of the night. So it pisses me off, man. So now I just got to finish everybody. Like, it's hard to do, everyone's so good, but I felt like I turned the corner this last fight. Just how I felt in there and what I could do. I could stand up with anybody and piece them up.
Well, here's the thing. I thought this was a perfect fight for you. Even before the fight went down, not only did I score it for you, I saw you winning this fight, and it was going to put you in a perfect spot. Here's the other thing, though. Dana White, Sean Shelby, all the guys higher up, I'm sure they were also disagreeing with the judges. So it's kind of a pass for you. How many fights do you have left on your contract? Because obviously this is a loss, but in their eyes, they got to kind of, be understanding.
I have 2 more. I even talked to Sean Shelby and Mick Maynard, and they said they both had me winning that for sure. So, to the important people, they hold the cards for me, and if they felt I won soundly, then that's, I guess that's a win for me.
So right now, I know that you said in the MMA Roasted interview that his head was super hard when you hit his head. How's your hand feeling, man? What is that like for people that don't understand? Because, his head looks like it's hard.
No, it is. It is. My right is busted up, and I actually have a little injury in my collarbone from hitting so hard. hitting so many my knuckles like busted. So my fingers are busted up in my hands and bones. But it's the impact of my shoulder from just the jolt of his head. I remember hitting his head. It was just like a rock, like a boulder.
So, really quick, just to rewind back to the fight, I know I'm kind of bouncing out of order. In that third round, man, it really felt like you sealed it. Now, at the end of the round, it was very clear that you had control pretty much, for a little over 3 minutes, correct?
Yeah, it was like 3 minutes and 27 seconds.
You walk back to your corner. What's being discussed? What's the emotion? Do you think that you have it sealed?
We fucking did it. It wasn't even I dug it out and I wrestled him. He's a black belt jiu-jitsu. I finally showed some of my wrestling. I've lost fights where it's one takedown away from losing. I've lost fights like the Millender fight. That was a 1 takedown fight. There's other fights I've been taken down where it's close, close. We had identical numbers. I actually outstruck him in the third. If you look at the fight stats and shit.
And I just pulled that up for everybody.
If it's even and someone gets taken down, if it's the other way around and we're going at it and I get taken down and fuck, you lost, man. That,
And obviously,
for me, it's like, that's how it is. I've lost fights where it's just takedown from a win, you know what I mean? So for me to control him for, 3/4 of the round, multiple takedowns. It was more than 2 takedowns because he got up and I sucked him back down again. You know what I mean? So it's really like 3 takedowns in the third round. I don't know, man.
Well, it's got to be weird because there you're
I
sitting.
just got to finish him. I should have finished him, but that's hindsight, I should have did this, should have did that, but
You shouldn't feel that way, though. You shouldn't even feel that way. It's on the judges, and everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. It's a known thing going down to Brazil fighting a Brazilian fighter, man. And I understand you don't want to fight down in Brazil again, but it's not like you should be looking down on yourself like you did anything wrong in the fight. And I think that's the craziest thing about it. It's like you're looking back like, oh, should I have pushed a little bit harder in the first? No, man, you didn't do anything wrong in the fight at all.
I know it's crazy. I've been told that. People tell me, like, dude, you look fucking amazing. Like, you came out unscratched. Like, yeah, he landed stuff on you, but look at you and look at him. Like, you just fought a legend and pieced him up and dropped him and hurt him and fucking took him down and dominated him and beat him. Like, you be happy, So I'm like, shit, I did. But me as just wanting to be better, I will be better,
Well, I know fighters, when they go through a situation like this, they're so anxious to get back in there. Do you have a medical suspension or no?
No, I don't. And I want to get in there. I tried to hit the bag today. I mean, I trained today for a couple hours. My hand still hurts, but also on everything else, elbows, knees, kicks. I told Sean and Mick personally, like, I want to get in I want like March, April, like I want to get in. If there's some like contender do that short notice, like I'm ready to go. I'm healthy. My hand's just a little busted up, but I'm healthy. You know what I mean?
Now you're actually training at one of the
fight shape. I'm ready to go.
You're training at a really tight gym, man. You get back to the gym, and I heard rumors that you're going down to Florida soon. When are you going?
Yeah, man, I'm going to Florida in 2 weeks. Actually, next week. What am I talking about?
So
next week I'll be on a flight to Orlando. My girl's going to work out there. She has some work conference. But I already talked to guys at Fusion Excel. That's Mike Perry's old place. So they got Jacare down there, Julian. They got Philly Fresh out there. They got some good guys out there. So I'll be going down there training. I see Mike Perry come through, nigga.
That's what I want to talk about. He's got you blocked right now.
I heard he got kicked out of Jackson. I was talking to some people today, and they told me he got kicked out of Winklejohn's.
Ooh, what did they say?
And they want me to come down there. Say what's up.
How do you think he got kicked out? Just, kind of.
That's what I heard. I'm not going to say who told me, but they told me that today. I was like...
Well, for a lot of people, like, I don't know how he is, like, inside the gym.
He's a clown, man.
But,
he's like a big kid, huh?
You see a lot of fighters, they put on an act. But I feel like Mike Perry's, and I love the guy. I think he's hysterical. Even he can lose a million fights. He's kind of like an Artem, where people just love him for some reason. But you got to separate that in the gym. I could totally see him kind of being a goof in the gym. He recently said that he was homeless. Him and his girl got back together. They got into a fight. I mean, his life's a mess right now. So he's not going to be at the gym. So you're not going to even, have to run into him, huh?
We'll see. I mean, everyone else knows I'm coming, so hopefully they're going to tell him.
Now, how long are you staying down in Florida for? Because I know the girls got a couple kids.
Coming up? People say he's still talking shit about me, and I don't even... He blocks me, so I don't even know what he's talking about or anything,
He's fighting Matt Brown, I believe.
Yeah, the gentleman say he's fighting Matt Brown. Is that true?
I think he is. I'm pretty sure that he's fighting Matt Brown. Which is another fight where it's like, Mike, why are you taking these top level guys? Why don't you get back on the horse, start taking, you know what I mean here? It's like it makes me a little nervous because Mike Perry, man, he's just a character, and it's got to be weird for you, man. You went in there, you did your job against him, one of the biggest fights, and now 2 fights later, man, it's like I just want to see you get in that top 10. I mean, it's the fresh new year. This is a sour way to start it off. So what's the reason of you going down to Florida? What are you trying to improve on?
I'm just going to work, man. They got some good ground guys. I want to focus on some of my ground and pound and just finishing fights anytime. Like I said, when I did THEIGO in the first round, I was like slow, relaxing, like just kind of just grooving in there. Like it wasn't even like difficult, I fucked up in the second by just getting away from my jab and stuff. So
yeah, but
now,
that first round could
I
have
know
even
what
been
I can
10-8.
do. Like for me, as confidence wise, like he's one of the best strikers on the planet. He had like the most knockouts at a welterweight in UFC, and like second most fights, like 24 UFC fights. But he's like world class striking. You know,
I was screaming at my TV.
First round, man.
I was screaming at my TV. Some people were saying it could have been a 10-8 round. Now, I don't know if they brought the new rules down in Brazil, but I can feel your pain here, man. I can feel how frustrating it is to go in there, do all the right things, and not get the pat on the back that you really do deserve. And it's not like the MLB. It's not like the NFL. Next year, you don't get a 0-0 record to start fresh. This sticks with you throughout your career.
Yeah,
frustrating, man. So, also...
my back's against the wall, man. So I'm just going to have to go out there and just finish these guys. You know, ignoring hard feelings to any of my next opponents, man. You know, but that for me, that fight, confidence wise, like it showed I could wrestle with these guys. It showed I could control them. It showed, I could piece them up when it's time.
It shows that you're at that level. It shows that you're at that level of the high caliber, top 15, top 10. So is that what you're aiming for? You want to get another top 15, top 10 guy in the division?
I want to fight one of these guys, and I could beat all of them. I'm telling you, man. I now I can. I'm telling you. Watch. I can now.
So to me, it seems like even though you got the loss, your confidence was still built from it because, like I said, we all know that you won. Is that true? Did you gain confidence in this fight, even though you did get announced?
Definitely. For just how the fight was going and like what I said, like what happened, I dug deep and worked that wrestling in the third. But just being in there with THEIGO and taking his kicks, and it wasn't that much damage, so I didn't check them. Like just being in there, I feel like I was good, master my range. I feel like my range was really good. Like it felt great, man. It was a whole different experience being in here. It was so like nonchalant. It was almost like I was just in the gym, just like moving around. Like that's how it felt. It wasn't like a big deal. It's hard to explain, man. It's the most confident and like comfortable I've ever felt in a fight. I didn't feel stiff, and you know what I mean? It's crazy. Usually it's tense in there, man. There's fucking thousands of people cheering, and it's a big deal. You're in the UFC, like, it gets like stressful in there.
It felt like everything was
awesome.
It felt like finally you connected all the dots that you kind of built your own bed inside the UFC where you're used to all the elements that come with it, the walkout, the cheering fans, smelling beer and chicken as you walk out here in Bruce Buffer, because it could be a shock for a lot of people. Now, moving forward with this interview, Max, because I know that you got to go in a second, but Aspen Ladd is also training with you. She kind of got screwed with the Holly Holm thing. What exactly went down there with that, and how's she doing? Have you talked to her?
She's good. Everything happens for a reason. I know at first we were in Brazil, and actually heard my manager ran in the room. We were eating dinner, and he's like, "Hey, she was looking to fight, got canceled, blah blah blah." At first we didn't know anything really. They just announced it at the conference, but I mean, I understand. I mean, it was for Amanda Nunes to fight Holly Holm and the main event for the belt. Like, I get it. It sucks. It sucks for Aspen, but she'll take her time a little more. I mean, she jumped up to number 2. I mean, the next fight's title. So, I get on Holly Holm's side. Would you rather fight Aspen or would you fight for a title? You're going to fight for a title. Yeah,
instead of taking on the undefeated girl that's going through some of the biggest names in the scene. So, I wanted to see that fight.
On top of that, it's a tough fight. But still, everything happens for a reason.
I thought that was going to be Aspen's time to shine. Like she beat Sarge Eubanks back in Invicta. She's beat some of the bigger Amanda Bobby Cooper back in the day. And then she comes in the UFC and she looks even better. So I thought the Holly Holm fight was going to be her proving ground to kind of push forward. Now, I got 2 more questions for you before we let you go. Kind of backtracking to Brazil. What did you do after the fight? How did you spend the rest of your time there? Did you stay away from the diarrhea water that Marlon all warned us of?
My stomach's messed up for a week, but that's just because I've been eating so shitty. I've been eating so much food, man. But anyway, that night, man, I was with Anthony. We stayed all night. We went in the green room, and then,
with Fluffy.
We went to the room.
Fluffy was on the card as well, right?
Yeah, Fluffy was on the card. His first UFC fight, he did good, but he lost. So I was talking to him, like, it's the best in the world. Like, you got to keep your head up in this game. Like, everyone is so good. So good at, like, what they do. You know what I mean? Everyone is not a slouch. Like, everyone was the best at where they were, like us, So, everyone on the team wasn't so happy, about the outcome. But I was like, hey, we're going down there. We getting drinks. We got the copainas. And we had a good time, man. We
so
talked to everyone.
You're still celebrating like you won?
'Cause that's how it happens. After every UFC fight, the hotel gets locked down, and they open the bar, and everyone just drinks all night.
Now, do the fighters mingle? Like, do you guys all kind of meet up at the same spot?
Yeah, we all were down there. They had a lot of UFC employees were down there. Everyone from the event is there. Dan Hardy, everyone, the ladies,
So I'm guessing even though that you were a little upset, everyone at the after party kind of came up to you, I'm guessing. It was like, man, you won that fight.
Everyone said they won. Yeah. They said her and Dan were arguing about it. I mean, not arguing about it, but mad. Dan Hardy was pissed off about the verdict. And everyone came up to me, man. Everyone.
I love that.
I know everybody. I've been here for a while now. It's been about 3 years now.
2016, right? Yeah, 3 years. Wow, man.
So it's been about 3 years. So I know everyone well. So everyone was like, man, sorry. You fucking won. Everybody. Like, all the coaches, from other teams, Lyman Goods people, Tiger Schulman, all those guys. Everyone. Literally every coach out of every team said, man, you did good. Don't worry about that shit. You won, So I can't let one crooked judge change how I feel about what happened, or my performance.
So I got to ask you, you met Jose Aldo. What was that experience like? Because, man, he was finally
cool, man. He was good people, man. Him and all his people. We were in the same corner, and we were throughout the week working out a lot in the workout room. We kind of worked out at the same time. Between like 8 and 10, we were here on the mat together, and he's good people, man. Him, his team, his mitt holder, they're all hella good people. So to see him get the win, it was fucking awesome, man.
And Johnny Walker, man, did you get to talk to him? Is he the real deal or what?
He was singing on the bus. He was singing on the bus with us, they were singing all their Portuguese songs and shit on the bus. He got the what do you call it though? Yeah, we were on the bus when he got the he found it. He got the bonus or whatever. Oh,
that's awesome! What if and you've experienced that before? That's amazing, right?
Yeah, it's a great feeling, man. Yeah.
Max, here's my last question to you before we let you go. You experienced the UFC Performance Institute. What was that like? What did you get to use there that you wouldn't get to use anywhere else? What was special about the Performance Institute?
Man, I'm about to go back, I think, next week. Actually, after Orlando when I get back. But it's amazing. The PT they had there, the physical therapist, Heather, Lyndon, they're all Team USA people. They used to all work at the Olympics, Rio, Sochi. Like, they're the best in the world. So I do my strength and conditioning out there too, with both Sandoval. It's just amazing just being out there. You're healing. You're eating healthy every day. They make you food every day. It's all organic. Measured out for what we need every day. The recovery stuff, the cold pool, the hot plunge.
It's all free too, right?
It's a life there, man. And then I also go to Extreme Couture in that day, and I go to One Kick's gym with Chidi and Anthony Nokajawani. So it's a good deal when I'm out there, man.
Yeah, a lot of fighters have moved out there just because of the easy access that they get there.
Yeah, unlimited food. Like, if you literally lived in Las Vegas, you have 5 meals, salmon, steak, every day for free. The training, the fit, everything. It's ridiculous.
All right,
so
Max.
I have a son, so I can't move out there. We'll see. But I'm sure out there like every 2 weeks, though.
Yeah.
For like 4 days, 5 days.
So listen, man. I know that I said that was the last one, but when do you think you're going to get back in there? This is the last question.
I asked Mick and Sean if I could get in like a month. month and a half. I want to fight. I don't want to do this thing where I don't fight till June, July. No, I want to fight like right now.
You want that hand raised?
I want to fight. Yeah, I have shit to prove, and I'm healthy. That's the thing. I'm not hurt. I'm in fight shape. I have this momentum. I just beat legends, so I need to keep it going, you know?
It's still the beginning of a brand new year on the ESPN era, so we're looking forward to it. Man, we all know that you won that fight, and you should be proud of your performance. There's nothing to really look down on, and we're looking forward to when you get back in there, man, because that was, Tapology even has it as one of the top 10 fights of the year. I think they have it at number 7 right now, and I think it's the number 1 fight. I mean, it just sucks it was so early on in the night that people kind of, overlooked it as the event went on. But, man, thank you so much, Max, for joining us once again on Pure Evil MMA. We hope that you go back in there, and we wish you the best of skill. And enjoy the rest of your day. If you have any shout-outs.
Thank you so much, man.
Anything at all that you want to say, the floor is now all yours.
Just thanks to my fans. Thanks for my, everyone that follows me. Thanks to my trainers, my lady, my son, all my friends, all my fans. Thanks, everybody, man.
Thanks, Max. We'll talk soon, man.
Thank you, bro.
There you guys go. Max Payne, Griffin. What did you guys think about that fight? The second that it happened, this why does my shit keep going blurry? The second that fight happened, when I didn't see Max's hand get raised, I immediately went to Twitter. Every single journalist I know, there's even MMA scorecard websites that gets every media member and their score, all of them scored it for Max Griffin. You even just heard from Max backstage. SANTOS even said, I don't think I won that fight. That's the risk of fighting in Brazil. Fighters definitely know it, and it sucks. There's nothing that Max really looked down on. He had a great performance. I can imagine what that must feel like. Like, it doesn't even make sense. Like, should there be more judges? Should judges not be cage side? What do you do to fix it? Sugarland, Texas. These fucking telemarketers, man. Ridiculous. Let me know what you guys think. I hope you guys enjoyed that interview. We just did a podcast yesterday with running down the Conor McGregor news, running down the Josh Copeland news that TMZ broke. So upsetting. Let me know what you guys think down below. Follow me on Instagram at PureEvilMMA_. Also on Twitter at evil_echo. That's EVIL_ECCO. If you're on Facebook, you can follow us there at PureEvilMMAS. Or just simply go to pureevilmma.com. We just launched the site. You can find all the podcast episodes, some of the latest news, opinion articles, what people should do next for their next fight that are coming off the last card. Like Miles just wrote a very awesome piece of UFC 234 and who everyone should really fight next if you're playing Matchmaker. So go check that out, pureevilmma.com. I'm Evil Eddie, guys. White knuckles till the end. Behave yourselves.